a war that changed everything. In the first part of our discussion, we learned that Satan became the ruler of this world after mankind rejected Jehovah's loving rulership. We also saw that Jehovah has temporarily allowed that challenge to continue, so that the issue of his sovereignty would be settled forever. But the Bible reveals that the conflict between Jehovah and Satan did not stop in the Garden of Eden. There came a time when a dramatic event took place in heaven, an event that changed the course of human history and helps explain why the world seems to be growing darker with each passing year. This passage in Revelation 12:7-12 gives us an extraordinary glimpse behind the scenes. It allows us to see events that no human ever witnessed, yet events that affect every one of us today. The Apostle John writes, "War broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels battled with the dragon, and the dragon and its angels battled, but they did not prevail, nor was a place found for them any longer in heaven. So down the great dragon was hurled, the original serpent, the one called Devil and Satan, who is misleading the entire inhabited earth. On this account be glad, you heavens. Woe for the earth and for the sea, because the devil has come down to you, having great anger, knowing he has a short period of time." Pause for a moment and think about what we have just read. This was no ordinary conflict. It was a decisive victory in heaven. The account identifies the leader of Jehovah's heavenly forces as Michael. The scriptures identify Michael as Jesus Christ in his heavenly role as commander of Jehovah's angelic armies. After his enthronement as king, Jesus acted decisively to remove every trace of rebellion from heaven. For centuries, Satan had been allowed access to the heavenly realm, where he accused Jehovah's faithful servants. But now, under Jehovah's direction, that changed forever. The account simply says, "They did not prevail." How reassuring those words are. There was never any uncertainty about the outcome. Satan could oppose Jehovah's purpose, but he could never defeat it. Then we read, "No place was found for them any longer in heaven." Imagine the joy among the faithful angels. For ages, they had loyally served Jehovah while witnessing Satan's rebellion and hearing his false accusations. At last, heaven was completely cleansed. Never again would the devil be permitted to stand before Jehovah and accuse his servants. No wonder the heavenly voice proclaimed, "Be glad, you heavens, and you who reside in them." What a magnificent moment that must have been. But then the focus shifts from heaven to earth. Instead of saying, "Rejoice, earth," Revelation declares, "Woe for the earth." Why? Because Satan was hurled down to the vicinity of the earth, where he now knows that his opportunities are limited. That explains something many people have wondered about. Why do world conditions seem to grow increasingly unstable? Why does hatred seem to spread so quickly? Why do moral standards continue to decline? Why do people feel so anxious about the future? The Bible does not leave us guessing. Revelation says Satan has great anger, knowing he has a short period of time. Notice, it does not say he is confident. It does not say he is victorious. It says he is angry. Why? Because he knows he has already lost the war in heaven, and he knows his remaining time is limited. Think of a defeated army that knows the outcome of the war is certain. Sometimes its final actions are the most desperate and destructive, because it realizes defeat is inevitable. Similarly, Satan knows he cannot overthrow Jehovah. He cannot remove Jesus from his throne. He cannot stop God's purpose. His only objective is to mislead as many people as possible before his time comes to an end. Ironically, then, the worsening conditions we see today are not evidence that Satan is winning. They are evidence that his end is approaching. That thought transforms the way we view current events. When we hear reports of violence or see human governments struggling to solve increasingly complex problems, we are reminded that Jehovah foretold these conditions long ago. Far from weakening our faith, these developments strengthen it. They remind us that Jehovah's word is always true. They remind us that his timetable is moving forward exactly as planned. And they remind us that Jesus is already ruling as king. Notice the joyful announcement recorded in Revelation 12:10. Now have come to pass the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ. Those words are filled with hope. The kingdom is not merely a future promise. It is a present reality. Jesus is already exercising royal authority. His kingdom is already accomplishing Jehovah's purpose. Everything is moving toward the day when Satan's influence will be removed completely. What does that mean for us personally? It means that the world is not spinning out of control. Although human governments continue to struggle, Jehovah's purpose has never been delayed. Although Satan is determined to cause suffering, he cannot extend his time by even a single day. Everything is unfolding exactly as Jehovah has foretold. Knowing that gives us something this world cannot offer. It gives us peace, not because the world is peaceful, but because we know who is truly in control of the future. And that brings us to the most encouraging question of all. If Satan's time is so short, what will life be like when Jesus finally removes him forever? The Bible's answer is one of the most beautiful promises ever given to mankind.